together, they're always in a good mood. Check in on those friends too in terms of their mental health. I've learned that some people are just way more private, or they're better at regulating.
Here's a helpful little mental health concept for anybody, but especially if you struggle with overthinking. And it's about identifying the difference between being...
All right, today is known as Blue Monday. It's unofficially known as the most depressing day of the year. So to help us navigate our own mental health and talk to those struggling with theirs, I'm joined live now by Kristina Virro, psychotherapist and owner of Fresh-Insight. Kristina, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
On this Blue Monday, so let's talk about this time of year. Look, we know we live in Canada, so it's cold, it's post-holidays, people are struggling to pay off, money, and it's just, we don't get that vitamin D. So what's your number one tip for people who seem to have a really difficult time, especially during these months of January, February?
Yeah, I think when we're going through a tough time, it's really natural to want to withdraw and isolate, but then it can create that vicious cycle where the more that you withdraw and isolate, then the worse that you feel, and then the worse that you feel, the more you withdraw and isolate. So I think something that's really important is finding a way to connect again, whether that's with people or a sense of community. So, if going for coffee with a friend seems too much, even just going to see a movie with a friend. So you don't necessarily have to talk, but you're in the movie theater together and you have somebody with you, or just doing like a group yoga class or a group spin class, because then at least you're with other people and you have those like-minded people, that sense of community. So I think it feels really awful, like the first 15 minutes or so when you try to do that and re-engage, but just know that when it's over and when it's done, you'll probably thank yourself and feel quite a bit better.
Yeah, that's kind of like working out, right? Like the first few minutes are so hard, but you know that after that workout, the endorphins will be kicking. You'll be like, hey, that wasn't so bad. I love that you said that, because I know so many people, especially post-holidays, they're just burned out from socializing and they just want some quiet time, but then it's like, you're right, you feel lonely and you do want to reach out to people. So I love your suggestion about movie or doing a class, even a dance class, which I'm doing. Kristina, we just saw some clips of you on TikTok, put out really helpful short kind of clips and tips for people. And I really like the one you talked about, the 3 R's. So can you tell us what that's about?
Yeah, so I love giving quick practical tips on TikTok. So the 3 R's, this is really good if you're somebody who ruminates. So ruminating is when you are kind of going in circles mentally in your mind and you just can't stop. So the 3 R's stand for refocus, revalue, and repurpose. So the refocus is, it's relabel, refocus, revalue. So the relabel is, I'm just gonna label this as I'm ruminating. It's not that I need to actually go down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna label it as I'm ruminating. The refocus is, I'm gonna refocus my attention right now, and the revalue is, I'm going to do something that honors my values as a way of refocusing. So if I value my physical health, for example, I'm gonna go on a short walk. So it's a good way to just interrupt yourself, and I like little acronyms because we can grab onto them, when we're sort of wondering, what can I do in this moment?
Yeah, it's so easy for your mind to kind of turn into this huge snowball avalanche effect and get caught up in that obsessive thinking. And Kristina, what about your tips to people who need that sunlight? And there's not enough sunlight these days. It's dark, it's cold. People might not have options to get outside or the means to do something like that. Is there something simple that they can do at home to kind of get them out of that negative frame of mind?
Yes, absolutely. So I have 2 things. One's like a practical tool. One, in terms of the sunlight, I actually really like sad lamps. I have them all over the place.
So they do work. I wanted to ask you about them.
Yes.
Like those happy lamps.
Yes. Yeah, so they're really, really great. You just set up a lamp on your desk and it just helps you feel a little bit like it's less dull and dark. So that's really good. I also recommend vitamin D supplements. I'm also a nutritionist, so I like to look at things holistically. So vitamin D supplements for sure. And then a takeaway tool, because I always want to leave somebody with something to grab onto. I love this concept called savoring, and it's when every single day you take a photo whenever you're in some sort of positive mood. So it's like, my cup of tea was good, I'm going to take a photo. Take a photo of every moment you have a positive experience, and then at the end of the day, look at all those photos, and it helps you just say like, today was better than I thought it was.
But do you recommend, I love that concept, but should they post it to Instagram or no?
No, your eyes
that's
only.
For you.
Yes, your eyes only.
Because some people can get into that thought like, I posted this moment of my happy day, but I only got like 5 likes.
Yes, no, just for your own camera roll, so that you're like, those were
a good moment
I enjoyed.
Hey, I really like that, because some people might not want to sit down and journal for 5 minutes.
Totally.
But this is a
quick photo.
Visual. This made me happy. All right, Kristina Virro, psychotherapist, owner of Fresh-Insight. Really appreciate your tips, and we hope to talk to you soon again. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
And we